Chapter 1: The Mysterious Arrival. In the quaint village of Willowbrook, nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there lived a kind-hearted woman named Margaret. She lived alone in a charming cottage at the edge of the village. One stormy night, as rain pelted against her windows and thunder rumbled in the distance, Margaret heard a faint scratching at her door. Margaret, who could be out on a night like this? She opened the door to find a small, drenched black cat shivering on her doorstep. Its green eyes glowed in the dim light, and it looked up at her with a mix of fear and hope. "Margaret, oh you poor thing, come inside and get warm." She gently scooped up the cat and brought it inside, wrapping it in a soft towel. Cat purred softly as she dried it off and gave it some milk. Chapter 2: A New Friend. Margaret decided to name the cat Midnight. Midnight quickly made himself at home, curling up by the fireplace and following Margaret around the house. As the days passed, they developed a deep bond. Midnight was not only affectionate but also seemed unusually intelligent. "Margaret, you must have come from somewhere. I wonder who your owner is." Despite asking around the village and putting up notices, no one came forward to claim Midnight. Margaret decided to keep him, and he became her loyal companion. Chapter 3: Strange Happening. As time went on, Margaret began to notice strange occurrences. Midnight often disappeared for hours and returned with mysterious objects: a shiny key, a piece of old parchment, and once, even a small gemstone. "Margaret, what have you brought this time, Midnight?" She began to suspect that Midnight was no ordinary cat. One evening, while reading by the fire, she heard a soft voice. "Midnight, Margaret, I need your help." Startled, Margaret looked around but saw no one. Then she realized the voice was coming from Midnight. Did you just speak?" "Midnight, yes, and there's much I need to explain." Chapter 4: The Secret Revealed. Midnight revealed that he was under an enchantment. He was actually a young wizard named Adrian, who had been transformed into a cat by a powerful sorceress. He had been searching for a way to break the spell and return to his human form. "The objects I bring are clues. They are part of a puzzle that will lead us to the sorceress's lair." "Margaret, why didn't you tell me sooner?" "Adrian, I needed to be sure I could trust you. The sorceress is dangerous, and I didn't want to put you in harm's way." Determined to help Adrian, Margaret agreed to assist in solving the puzzle. They spent many nights piecing together the clues, each one bringing them closer to their goal. Chapter 5: The Journey Begins. One moonlit night, Adrian and Margaret finally had all the clues they needed. They set off into the forest, guided by the light of the full moon and the magic of the enchanted objects. "Adrian, stay close, Margaret. The path is treacherous, and we must be cautious." They walked for hours, navigating through thick underbrush and crossing a rickety bridge over a deep ravine. Finally, they reached a hidden cave, its entrance covered by thick vines. "Margaret, this must be it. Are you ready?" Adrian, "Yes, but we must be prepared for anything." Chapter 6: The Sorceress's Lair. Inside the cave, they encountered numerous traps and obstacles. Adrian used his remaining magical abilities to protect them, but it was Margaret's quick thinking and bravery that often saved the day. "Watch out! Another trap!" "Thank you, Margaret. Your courage is remarkable." Finally, they reached the heart of the lair, where the sorceress awaited them. She was a tall, imposing figure with dark robes and a malevolent grin. "Sorceress, so you found me at last. But you'll never break my spell." Chapter 7: The Final Showdown. Adrian and Margaret faced the sorceress in a fierce battle of wits and magic. The sorceress conjured illusions and hurled spells, but Adrian countered with his own magic, and Margaret used the enchanted objects they had collected to deflect the attacks. "Margaret, we can do this, Adrian. We have the strength and the knowledge." "Adrian, together, we are unstoppable." As the battle raged on, Adrian managed to seize the sorceress's wand. With a final incantation, he shattered the wand and the sorceress's power along with it. The cave trembled. A blinding light filled the room. Chapter 8. A New Beginning. When the light faded, Adrian stood before Margaret. No longer a cat, but a young man. The sorceress was gone, her evil magic broken. Adrian, we did it, Margaret. I'm free, thanks to you. It was your courage and wisdom that led us here. I'm glad I could help. With the sorceress defeated, Adrian and Margaret returned to Willowbrook. The villagers were amazed by their tale and welcomed Adrian warmly. He decided to stay in the village, using his magical abilities to help and protect the community. Chapter 9. The Legacy of Midnight. Adrian and Margaret remained close friends, their bond stronger than ever. Midnight, the black cat, became a symbol of hope and bravery in Willowbrook. Stories of their adventure were told for generations, inspiring young and old alike. Adrian, we faced great danger, but we emerged victorious, and now we have a new future ahead of us. Margaret, together we can accomplish anything. And so, Adrian and Margaret continued their lives, always ready for the next adventure, and forever grateful for the magic that brought them together. The end.